the Outsider, aka the Lazy Dragon, aka Short Guys Live Longer. I'm here in downtown Buffalo at the legendary GCR Audio Studio, one of the best studios here in Buffalo. And I'm here engaging none other than GHP, Greenhouse Project. I'm so excited to meet these guys. I think you guys will be too. Let's check this place out a little bit, right? Right, I'm liking it, I'm liking the art, I'm liking the acoustics in this hallway, even that's fire. And I got here AJ, right?
That's right. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, J Star Outsider.
Welcome to GCR.
Cool, man. Tell me a little bit about this place.
So this has been the staple in Buffalo for a very long time now. It's owned by Robbie Take Tack of Google House. We're lucky enough to have him open it up to the community to allow us to record in such a fine facility. This is where GHP does most of their work, and that's how we're able to create that sound that we get.
Awesome, awesome. So, what's up? Can I get a tour of the place?
Absolutely. Let's take a look.
Let's go.
Control room for Studio A. This is a large ISO. Everything here is acoustically designed. Our mic locker consists of everything from Neumann's, Telefunkens, Shure, everything from 149s, M16s, U87s. Wow. A lot of points of different isolation in the building. This room can be totally flipped around, so it could be live like it is now or dead. We can go right over here in the control room. So this is the control room for Studio A. Features a 40-channel SSL console. We're running HD10 in here, all converters to Pro Tools, as well as a radar system. We've got everything from Osbergers, Focals, Yamahas in the building. We also have things like KRKs. The outboard gear stretches from anything from API to vintage Need gear. There's a lot of stuff that's also custom as well. We definitely have a large choice of outboard gear, and what makes it awesome is we're able to use all of it. That's how we create all the sounds that you hear, as well as an awesome library of plugins and stuff that we own.
What up, y'all? We here at GCR Audio, here of course with GHP, Greenhouse Project. So guys, why don't you go around and introduce yourselves?
Cool, man. I'm Paul Athoe, co-founder of GHP back in January 2014.
Kid Sparks, other co-founder of GHP, same thing, 2014, been doing it strong.
What up, Son Scotty. I am the GHP underboss. Started rapping in 2012, hopped right on board with GHP as soon as we started, so now we're here.
Word. So like, I know you guys pretty well.
I know you
We
too.
go back. Me and Scotty go back. So, man, a lot have happened in the past, what, 7 years?
5 years.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time. So, a couple questions. Let's keep it simple, y'all. I'm gonna start with PA, founder. So, last album you had was Patience. So,
Right.
tell me a bit about that album and why, like, at the gap in.
Absolutely, that's one of the questions I get asked most often is about the gap. So I released Patience in February 2015. That album for me was Patience because it took so long for me to finish it. Obviously, I want everything to be perfect. That for me was me working on my flows more than anything. I felt like I had good content. I could make a good song. Obviously, every project I look at, and I think I improved on something in that project. Patience, I look at it. That's where I perfected and crafted different flows that I never used before. Be it at the real fast flow to switch it to like an R&B style. Just all different vibes, working on different flows. And the gap, like I said, is one of the questions I get asked the most often. I mean, I had a baby. About my daughter Ava about 2 months after that album came out. That being said, obviously takes a stronger priority to that album, so I wasn't able to give it the promotion I thought it deserved and needed and that it should have, but I got it out, and as an artist you just need to get stuff out there. Yeah, I have 15 songs and 15 different things I need to say. It's therapy and relief to get them out. So I got Patience out. Like I said, life happens. I switched jobs, had a daughter, so I just had other priorities to meet before I got back into music. But that being said, I'm back now and I'm working on new music. And in that gap as well, Greenhouse Project was being built and crafted. That's when we launched and we released a mixtape in that period. So it wasn't like I wasn't making music anymore. It's just I was making it under a different avenue.
Got you. Shout out to baby Ava.
Hey, baby Ava. Shout out to baby Ava.
Shout out baby Ava. Word. How you like fatherhood so far? It's pretty.
It's incredible. Yeah. Man. it's easy for me to say this is the greatest blessing in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and you're kind of fathering GHP at the same time because you started it and now it's
Yeah, I mean, I co-started it with Sparks here. Son Scotty actually got on board when we very first made the brand. Obviously, we knew we needed artists, and we weren't going to go around just grabbing artists because they were our friends. So what we did is we held a competition. Submit X amount of songs to this email. We're going to review them. And we're going to look at your following and your music and you basically like your respect, your loyalty, stuff that we would look for. Because we like to look at it. You join this label, you join this brand, like you're like extended family to us now.
Right.
We got your back like a brother, and we expect the same in return. Sure. So we look for somebody with all his attributes, and Son Scotty not only met them but exceeded all of them. And we looked at him as, at the time, we had several different pieces. You know, we had 6, 7 guys. Right now, it's just the big 3.
Right.
And it's come out to be less is more for sure. We're definitely seeing the biggest. We've definitely seen the biggest impact we've ever made has been with this 3 right here. And at the same time, it's so much easier to get 3 people in the same room at the same time opposed to 7. So yeah, he worked out really well, and we looked at him like we were building a franchise. Like he was the young upstart. You know what I mean? He was the rookie stud that we were gonna use as a main piece, and like he called himself the underboss, man. He's really grown into a full blown leadership role.
I like
so
that.
Yeah,
I like that.
So everybody serves a purpose here, and everybody delivers.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. Now speaking of finding the right people to work with, I know Sparks, you find like a lot of good names to work with. So what's your process in trying to find the right people to work with for a specific song?
Oh man, I don't know. For features, if you're talking about like for features wise, well, I mean, you gotta. Most people they shop around and everything like that, but I usually get most of my hookups through people I know, through working with through most of the people in the industry, or I mean, you just gotta reach out to people too, and you never know what they'll do. They might answer you back or they might not, and you can just work from there and build a friendship. You know, most artists I've worked with, they don't give you a good friendship along the way for the music, and some give you a great friendship and then add on more through it. So
that's a fact.
It's a building fact, and sometimes you've got to cut off the fat from the losers. So you know what I mean?
I think they also complement your style, though. I don't think it's just a random fish in the barrel.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, true. I mean, if I look for like a feature-wise, I also do look for like if the beat and the concept I'm looking for fits the feature I'm looking for, and I'll look for maybe a few features, and I'll say, this one sounds better than this one. Mm-hmm. This one will be better for this hook. Then I'll work towards making a different song with a different artist.
Gotcha.
So,
work. Okay. Cool.
I think one thing that we've embraced as a whole from the GHP project is we've kind of just embraced the industry too. Where originally the industry was just album, do a mixtape, get the attention. Where now everything's moving to singles, and if anybody has definitely taken that approach by the horns and wrote it, it's been Sparks, just releasing single after feature after single, and I think that's kind of really helped this growth throughout his existence in the GHP project.
Right.
Is big nowadays. Not a lot of people are doing major albums.
Yeah.
And it's good in the fact that it benefits us also because someone like myself, I moved album to mixtape to album, so I can gauge that side of a release. Meanwhile, he's moved single to single to single,
right.
So we can compare and contrast, the effects that moving like this have had. Mm-hmm. So I mean, even no matter the success numbers wise, it's always a learning process, no matter what. Mm-hmm. That's heavy where the numbers come into play.
Gotcha. All right, cool. So let's move down to Son Scotty. You doing? Good. So, why are you here? What are you doing this for? Are you a rapper? At heart?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm a rapper. Yes.
Okay. Well, I can agree to that.
But I'm also overall entertainer too. People at Best Buy, if you guys watch this, you know how I act. Like for real, like it's for the Golden Globes. It's ridiculous. But yes, rapping is definitely the focal point. But down the line, it's going to be other things too.
Okay.
Acting and creating other things. You'll see it later.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, since you haven't been at this as long professionally as Sparks or PA,
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how you've personally seen your growth, starting, kind of fresh and then kind of building
Right.
up to.
So my growth really is from 2012 to now, starting off 2011. Because, all right, this is how I started, freestyling with my boys and shit like that. So we would always freestyle, smoke, freestyle.
I would say my name like 20 times in the freestyle.
Exactly. No, I'm talking about before I even went to college.
That worked.
Like in the basement and shit, like with my boys over in North Buffalo and shit like that. We would right after school go over to his house, smoke, freestyle, and at a point, I was like, guys, we should do something with this. And they were like, oh, no, like, we'd rather just do it for fun. I was like, you know what, cool, I'll do it, because I actually wanted to do this a while ago.
Right.
And you know how it is when, like, you bring something to, like, your guardians or your parents or whatever, and they're like, oh, like, right, oh, cool,
Right.
but, like, I want you to go to school and do this. I'm like,
Yeah,
all
can't
right,
benefit
cool.
from
So,
that hip in
like,
the house.
fine,
Yeah.
if you're not going to support this, fine, I don't care, I'm not doing it anymore. But then I got to a point where I was like, what I told you when I was freestyling with my friends and shit in the basement and all that, get to a point where I was like, I don't care what anybody thinks. I have to do this because it's what I want to do.
Right.
And if I don't do it, I'm cheating myself. You know what I mean? So.
Gotcha.
So you asked about the progression. From personally, I always feel like I had crazy bars and shit like that.
Yeah.
But as far as just overall song making, flows have gotten a lot tighter. I don't read off the paper anymore. We could go in the studio, freestyle something really, really nice. It's on From the Ashes. Was it that part? That part
Schoolboy
remix.
Q.
What? Nice.
That was all off the head and it came out really nice. But just the quickness of what I can get off, and from the Wolves Den, like how shitty we were back then. that's.
I'm glad you said we. I'm glad you.
Pure
Right.
fucking
Right. No, yeah, right. No,
Put me on the
absolutely.
chopping block.
Absolutely. No, you gotta know what it was. You can't just like I said, like I feel like I've always had bars, but I had to write them out. Now I can just
Gotcha.
trip them
Fire
off the
'em off.
head because I practiced so much. And since 2012 is really all I've been doing.
Gotcha.
So people ask me like, oh, what's going new with you? None, just working, rapping still. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, cool. And it's like, yeah, cool. Because I'm doing what I want to do.
Right. Talking about
So,
standing for what you believe in, though. You gotta
No,
stand for what you
exactly. And I'll leave that for later.
believe in. All right. Now, PA, what do you stand for in your music?
Man, what I stand for in my music, I think, is what separates me more so than everyone else I hear. Everyone has to have that unique factor. To me, I feel like if I chase my values, then the money will come naturally in second. So I don't focus on I want to be and I'm going to be a millionaire through music.
Right.
But I don't approach music like I'm going to make this song and it's going to make me $1 million.
Okay.
I approach the record if I can positively affect someone's life. If someone can relate to the song, if someone's struggling and this record helps them out and brightens their day, that's what I make music for. Right. And anybody that can relate to a record. So if you're going through heartbreak, I try to make a record for you to relate to because I've felt the same things. Right. And when I used to go to Villa Maria for music, and I actually took a songwriting course. Right, very first lesson they taught us was relatability. The more relatable the record, and you think about it, and the more people that can relate to you, doesn't matter what genre it is. If a country record puts out a song about something I can relate to, I'm going to dig it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to limit myself because it's not somebody or a genre I don't listen to. You know what I mean? So my message really is just to be positive, to be uplifting. And I think back to when I was growing up as a kid, like, man, rappers raised me. You know what I mean? The albums I listened to, it was 5 to 10 albums that really shaped my life, and that was a man talking to me more so than anyone else in my life. And what they were talking about, I would want to live. So I look back on it though, and there were times when that shit had me confused, right, polluted, because these guys are talking about something that I don't live and I don't want to live, but they glorified it, so I thought it was cool, and so I did it. You know what I mean? I look back at it now from this is where experience comes into play. I look back on it now, and I'm thinking of, and I look at these kids that listen to me. A lot of them are in high school. I'm not trying to glorify anything that I'm not. I'll shoot you straight, keep it real. But at the same time, I want to be positive and uplifting, and I'm conscious of who's listening. Okay. Yeah.
Nice. Now, Kid Sparks, what can we expect from your next single? Coming up?
We've got a lot of stuff coming up.
That's what I'm saying, man.
It's been like this secret, man.
I'm waiting to hear.
Holy shit.
I want to know.
I got a single and a mixtape on the way. Well, I actually got a bunch of singles and a mixtape on the way.
Okay.
I got 3 big singles for music videos coming on the way. One called Power Moves, with Dr. Dre's son, Curtis Young.
Yeah.
I also got, and his one boy Flo, he does the hook on that. I also got a track with Rough Riders, Quadir Latif. Man,
I put him up there with one of the best in the
It's
world.
fucking aggressive too. It's good. It's good.
I've seen Quadir, I met Quadir. I can
it's
vouch for
crazy.
that.
The one's called Flex a Lot, and then I also got another.
It's just fire.
Everybody's reaction. We don't,
Power Moves with Flex a Lot, and then I got one with Fetty Wap's the artist. Chaos 1738.
Right.
Shit, what the fuck is that one called? There's so many songs I got going on.
Rich Forever.
Yeah, thank you. Rich Forever. Thanks, bro.
We got you.
That's what's up.
Too much shit. Yeah,
You need a
those
secretary, man.
Yeah, no, dude, too much shit going on. And I got mixtape gonna be dropping probably in the summertime. Promoted and everything crazily on all big major websites. My mixtapes, live mixtapes, all that shit called
Right.
All This Gold. Kid Sparks All This Gold. So
Gotcha,
it'll be
gotcha.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fucking dope. But yeah,
It's been a nice little build up to it too. You've had like a lot of hot singles, a lot of
Yeah.
good people.
Yeah,
Like, there's
definitely.
some pretty good numbers, so
Yeah.
it's all been building up to this project.
And
so.
also the mixtape's been, well, I was supposed to be dropping an album and I changed what I was going to be doing with that, and I was supposed to drop a mixtape a while ago too.
Okay.
And I didn't drop that, but this is the mixtape that it was supposed to be.
This
but
is it.
This is the one. This is the one.
Bigger and better, for sure.
Yeah, bigger and better. You know, it takes time to drop a good product, and you just want to toss shit out there because a lot of people be listening and watching and everything like that, and you don't want to put your name out there with bad product. So.
You don't.
So yeah, if it's a big investment, which this is for, I'm not trying to make this a hobby, and it's not a hobby for me no more. It's actually real life now, so it's crazy.
Keys,
So
major keys.
yeah, major key. Major key.
Seriously.
Without a doubt. Now, Scotty,
Yes.
when are you gonna get a new sweater, bro?
I gotta rock Cretaceous.
That's your trademark. That's
I
your
gotta
trademark,
rock
though.
Cretaceous, man.
Born, you should
Buffalo
get
born.
GHP Life, bro.
That's next.
That's a face tattoo.
Right. Hell no. Never damage his face.
That'll be your edge.
It's not your hat, bro. What's that up there?
Oh, it's Sun Scotty on the hat.
Oh, what's
I've
that?
always had Sun Scotty hats and shit like
Oh,
that.
see.
My mom's got a Sun Scotty hat. My aunt's supposed to have a Sun Scotty hat.
Hey,
Built
Yeah.
those, gotta have the major fans.
Very, very rare.
I see you getting close to the beer gang too. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
man.
catching up.
Yeah, man, I'm getting there. It was patchy at first.
Right.
You know,
You
having
gotta let it connect.
I had-
It's like a
I
fine
had-
wine. It's just got to age, man.
Exactly.
Word. But all right. So I see you on the stage a lot, and that seems to be one of your biggest strengths because you would kind of attack the stage, you get the crowd engaged, and I think that's like one of your major strengths.
Right.
So,
Stuff.
what do you think is something that you can work on to improve even further than that?
Just prove on stage.
Yeah, if you have any flaws. If you don't think you have any
No,
flaws,
of course, there's always gonna be flaws. Like,
yeah.
I can improve on getting the crowd more. I can improve on song selection, as far as the set of what I'm doing, just to make it a little bit more cohesive. I don't know.
All right. So Scott, speaking of the Wolves, then
Yeah.
we got a lot of exposure and a lot of contact with the local scene back
Oh, yeah.
then. So, like, what do you think of the scene now? How has it changed? Because I think between GHP, Code Red, and a lot of other entities that have been doing really well.
Yeah.
What do you think personally?
When we first
wanna know
started-
actually, what you all think of it?
Yeah, when we first started, of course, there was a lot of people wanting to do things, saying they were going to do this and that. But as time goes on, like you said, Greenhouse is still here, Code Red is still here.
Right.
And I don't want to, make it seem like I'm forgetting people, but they're the only people I really think of right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of us though.
No, there's a lot of people. Of course, single art, but I'm talking about, groups who stayed around, actual labels who stayed around. Right now, from what I can surmise from Facebook, and I really kept myself out of the local scene for the past half a year, whatever, just on the simple fact that I didn't like the way promotions were going. I didn't like the way shows were being put together. I thought it was just for money, and it wasn't really to advance the culture. So I stepped back, and I thought this shit was corny as hell, to be honest with you, and that's why I stopped doing shows.
Yeah.
But I'm getting back into it. I'm not going to work with the same people, of course. Why would I do that if I got out because of that?
Fuck y'all.
Well, why would you do something if you're only making $1 per ticket?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you're making
money on your promoters.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's corny because
Promoters
these promoters
supposed to promote the shows, not the artists.
100%.
Facts.
Of course, you can. Artists have something to do with promotion, but at the end of the day, if I'm bringing 10 people, you're bringing 10, you're bringing 10, and the venue has brought 0, what the fuck?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not really more exposure for us. So why are we still doing it?
Right.
It's really just practice at that point.
Yep.
I think too. There's been a lot of venues that have come in with
Yeah,
Buffalo that have cycled.
that
There's a
is
lot of
another
good ones
thing.
that left.
I remember when I first started, the waiting room was popping, just popping. Every time you turn around, there's a new artist there, new artist there, new artist there, and I was like,
Even
shit,
the
this
Forum,
is-
too.
Yeah, the Forum
Yeah.
was there. They were bringing people. I remember this place called the OHM.
Oh,
Yeah, Lounge.
Yeah. That's gone now.
It's like right around the corner from here, wasn't it?
I have no clue. I wasn't
Yeah,
old
it
enough
was.
to go
Yeah,
there. At the time, I'm only 22, so yeah, right. At the time, but that's good though.
Yeah.
At the
22?
time, I couldn't go into the 21 and up shows, so
Yeah.
I would be at home until I started to get those shows where I was able, because I was performing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like the scene got corny as shit, and like a lot of the rappers that I was like, damn, these guys are like good. They can probably do something, and they stopped.
Yeah.
And that was annoying to me, just because they would always play that big game, like, yo, I'm about to. That's why I don't really like to talk.
Right.
I just like to just show.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
you gotta have longevity too.
You listen to the
Exactly.
show, you know,
Exactly.
action.
100%. Just observe. Just always observing.
Good. Very good. Very good. So what's it like working at GCR Audio? Of course, AJ's been really good. He's had a lot of good people on your track list and stuff like that. So what's it been like working with each other?
For me, it's been a really good experience. As I'm sure a lot of people watching this and even in this room right now can relate. I got a daughter at home. I know a lot of people in this room have kids, so it's tough to find your creative juices. It's tough for me to sit there and write this "I'm going to kill you" verse, and then my daughter's "Daddy, I need some juice." You know what I mean? So it's tough. So
Yeah.
when you get out of there and you get into a creative space like this, and work with people that work with AJ, somebody that you trust with your material, and
Positive minds.
you're confident that it's gonna sound better than anything else. And it makes it easy to create. It makes me want to create better records, So, and it's a good space, and it's the best quality. So, it's a really good experience, and it definitely helps in the creative process as well.
Yeah, I write about my dogs all the time. They're
Yeah,
right there barking
me
at
too.
me. And my bearded dragon and my hamster.
Yeah,
Shit's
bars.
huge,
Sense.
by the
Bars.
way.
I think it comes down to the team too. I can't tell you how many times all three of us have been in the same room, and just whether something's not clicking for Paul or something's not clicking for Scotty, and just as a team, everyone just sits down and kind of talks through it, or try this, or come out of the booth and just listen to it, and then just take a fresh set of ears.
Right.
Because it sounds different on the headphones opposed to when you're
Absolutely.
actually sitting and looking back at what you're doing.
Man, and something that walks hand in hand with that. I know I just did this recently with Scotty. I've done it lots of times with Sparks. I got a track, and I got the concept, and I got the beat, and maybe I got a hook and an empty verse. I just play the record, and then these dudes just freestyle to the emptiness.
Nice.
And oh shit, that's good, or what you're saying, I can use that, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, so I just sat with Scotty last week and did that. I got 2-3 tracks on this project I'm working for that aren't filled. I need a hook for this. How do you hear it? I need a verse, a bridge, whatever. How do you hear it?
Word.
And Sparks is just a freestyle cat, so I'll just play a track and he just goes off the top, and
Nice.
I'll pick up the gems as he goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, I like working at GCRs. It's very cozy. As you can see, like, the atmosphere is just
different
music,
from your attic.
professional music.
Yeah.
You come in here, you're not, like, in the closet and stuff like that. You're not in this tight little
Right.
space. Like,
Yeah.
over here, you got a huge, you're going to see
Yeah.
it later, you
I
got a
like
huge
my
ass
studio.
space. well, that's different. I'm talking about, like, some other shit.
Oh yeah, with the mic plugged underneath the underwear and stuff like that.
Yeah,
or
like, come
next
on.
to the socks, it's all you hear the socks.
Like, come on,
You
yeah.
we try to get in there, and then you're almost done with the verse, and then it falls down. Say, oh man, let me pick it up.
I've never had to go
No, you
through that.
come from that. That's how you grow. That's how you get better, man.
Everybody
Everybody-
starts somewhere.
It just man, you
I'm gonna tell you what-
you make it work, man. I can think back to freaking rapping into my built-in laptop
Oh,
mic
yeah.
without even an
Right.
actual mic, just
Oh,
a built-in
right.
joint.
Not
Using
hands.
sound recorders, so you had to
Right,
one
yeah.
take it every time.
Right.
Yeah, builds character, man.
Right.
Hell yeah,
My
it
very
does.
first
We
track I
came from
ever
nothing.
did was from the inline mic of Beats headphones. I even said Beats headphone wearing. Like it's in
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
That's how I learned to record that way
Used
on
to record with just
Audacity.
a laptop. so-
Right, right.
I think even with technology too, we would be lying to
came so far.
ourselves if we pass files around all the time. Like, what do you think about this? All four of us own copies of Pro Tools where it starts
Right.
with an idea, we pass it around, and then we meet in a space like this and really put in the work. That way you're making the most of the time, obviously. Everything's time and money. We don't want to sit here and have to write verses. We want to come in here and actually
We
put the
record.
time to work and take our
Right.
craft and just mold it into an awesome finished product.
Right.
Yeah, cool. And then last question, real quick, guys. I'm like kind of real excited about this group project that you guys have coming up. So, can you tell me a little bit about what we can expect from it?
Madness.
The Grow Project, as in a finished project, like an album or mixtape.
Yeah.
Man, we're kind of moving. It evolves as time evolves. Like we're not like it may have started as a group project, but we're kind of changed now to single to single.
Oh, okay.
We came back out in November. We got a new song called Welcome to the House. It's got a video that'll be dropping within the next 2-3 weeks. Besides that, you're gonna hear a record called Pete Rose. We're gonna perform that for you guys next. So we're just kind of putting little feelers out there.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, we're sitting on a stash. You know, there's probably 8 to 10 songs that we're sitting on. 7 or 8 of them no one's ever heard. So we're just at a point where we don't exactly know how they're gonna be released. They may go one by one, spread out over the year. They may go out as a package. We're not sure yet.
We really put a name on it.
Right.
Yeah, we just kind of create because obviously we all have our own individual. So say I drop an album in the second quarter. Well, the first quarter when I was writing that, I was able to fill that time with GHP records. So you're still getting something from me.
Yes,
So
timing
we're
too,
we're kind of using it as a filler, as a timing. But that doesn't take away from the quality of it. I mean, some of the best records that we've done are GHP records. So.
Right.
Yeah, we just don't toss stuff out, just to put it out there.
Yeah.
I think
We
it
put a lot of
complements
time
everyone
quality.
too. Like you're gonna get with each track, and I can talk this from like an engineer personality and view. You're gonna get a flavor of everyone in their own self space, where verse to verse moves to different personalities, which is awesome. Which also complements what they're all doing in their personal albums. Everyone works as a group, and we all contribute to a GHV. We'll call it bank account or fund, but Sparks has his own thing going. Scotty's got his own thing going. PA's got his own thing going.
Yeah.
So it just branches out and just complements what everyone's doing in their own kind of personal career.
Awesome.
Floods.
Yeah.
Floods.
It's all about content in this day and age, man. With the internet rules the world right now, so the more content you got out there, the more relevant you're gonna stay.
For sure.
People living down the web,
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Especially nowadays. Viral
More so than
videos and
ever,
all
yeah.
that,
Quality, not quantity.
Absolutely. So speaking of content, you guys got a live performance for us. I think
Absolutely.
it's about time we get to it, right?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Word.
up?
GHP, GCR, let's get it, guys.
Why don't you line these boys up and show them what to pen do? Jedi Knight with the skills, I think I may swindle. Here's to looking at you, now off we go. Oops, the flow's custom, give it out for free. I got some CDs, you can find me where the strings be. Find me where the waves be, I'm riding momentum, getting wavy, getting warmed up. Coming through the lane with a tomahawk, and I hawk and spit. This lit, this shit right here will flame your favorite. Hip-hop, rap, pop, rock, I don't favor no flavors. Green out Cindy, but I'm single shopping majors. Been doing this just some players with checking pages. Ray Bradbury with the rhyme book, flamed 1,000 pages. Then my share of empty places while I'm on the stages. Local cats and I don't even want it with their faces. Best believe I'm trying to come up like a motherfucking Hot 100. Every single year I want the soundtrack to your summer. Under your beanie when you shovel out from feet, not inches. I never flinched when these walls came crumbling down around me. Man, I'll slaughter all of them, bust them. Bars like clips, I'm equipped with them. Bounce like a bug to the beat, I'm sick with it. Smooth groove, spin, move, how I ride on these rhythms. I'm betting on my team to win. Pete Rose, Pete Rose, Pete Rose. I'm betting on my team to win. Pete Rose, Pete Rose, Pete Rose. Yeah, betting on my team to win. Pete Rose, Pete Rose, Pete Rose. I'm betting on my team to win. Pete Rose, heroes, heroes. Yeah,
Pete Rose, aka Chola Hustle. All I do is flex, check out the muscle. All I do is shine, see the diamonds in the bezel. Walk up in my city and I'll show you what the buck do. 2 gold gloves on, I might punch you, I might snuff you. Deadly with the pencil, dripping and wet, and I'm looking like a monsoon. And everybody knows who I am when I walk up in the room. Cause when I walk up in the room, all's going on, man. And if I don't know you, then you are not my homie. Bringing so many waves to your city. Got 2 9s on me like I'm Gretzky. I'll make you wet, so don't test me. Or you gon' get ice, gon' roll the dice, and gon' play with your fucking life. Let's roll, huh? I'm on fire, I blow smoke. I put up a glass for a toast. Cause it's GHP, yeah, you know me. I've been killing these beats since I stepped on the scene, yeah. On fire, I've been grinding so hard that I've seen stars. I've been copping some keys to some mean cars. I could be the one for you to lean on. Any song of mine could be a theme
betting on
song.
my team to win. Pete Rose, Pete Rose, Pete Rose. I'm betting on my team to win. Pete Rose, Pete Rose, Pete Rose. Yeah, betting on my team to win. Pete Rose, Pete Rose, Pete Rose. I'm betting on my team to win. Pete Rose, heroes, heroes. Yeah.
I'm smooth with the pen, you can call me Young Truffle. I'm betting on my team to win, call me Scotty Shuffle. So every track you see, turn to stone. How you act like a kid, but you grown. I've been mature since I was 7 years old. Never carry blades, but I come equipped with the fist of rage. This kid rocks like pop, no candy. Time used to be John, used to be up on your line.
No, I want your playlist for the summer, spring, winter, and fall. Even after they announce the last call, I stand tall up at the bar. I got my ring in the glass, throw tips in the trash. Steady rolls like the phoenix up from the ash. Became sun and never last. Stay up at the top, looking down, and he laughs. Why you looking all sad? Really, you should be glad. The prophecy shall be had. I'm coming like I said. Wow, been saying this shit.
Everybody, that was Pete Rose once again. GHP, GCR Audio, Kid Sparks, PA, Sun Scotty, AJ, and of course I'm Ace the Outsider. Till next time, y'all. Peace.